Hey, welcome back. And today we're going to be looking at dogs. So, our furry little friends, man's best friend. So, what I'm going to be talking about today could equally be applied to other pets, but I'm just using dogs as an example. So, dogs are themselves an example. They're an example of so many things, so many qualities, so many values that human beings would do well to pay attention to. Now, I mean, when a person thinks about dogs, one of the first things that you may think about is when you first enter a house or building, how some dogs will just come up to you and greet you and lick you or try to jump on you or play with you. That they're alive. They look happy. They're excited to see you. It's very energetic. And of course, just looking at that one quality alone, just zooming in on that one expression that some dogs or many dogs have, if you look at how many dogs actually live that way and look at how many humans live that way. And so, from what I've seen, what I've observed, is that very few people, very few people actually are able to live the quality of life and the quality of an expression as this one expression of dogs, of so many dogs. And I mean, like, what's interesting too is that another dimension to this is that on a deeper level, you do see some people living this, but at the same time, there's some people that live this purely because it's required, or it's supportive, or it's sociable, or what I'm saying is that they may appear excited, they may appeared great and happy, yet on the inside they don't feel that way. On the inside they feel angry or frustrated or annoyed or irritated. But for dogs, they live it on a complete level of who they are. You can see that within them. If you really have the ability to see what's here, you can see that dogs, when they express that excitement, that expression themselves, they're not hiding or suppressing or having another emotion like anger, irritation, or fear or anything else involved. It's just who they are completely in that moment. They are excited. Whereas with humans, some of us are able to put on that, let's say, a personality, a presentation of excitement, of being happy, yet is just a presentation. And, you're just doing it maybe for work or because that's what you need to do to put a presentation for your friends or for your family or for your coworkers or your clients. And so that's another dimension to look at as well, is that how human beings aren't able to live that fully. There are probably a few people that can live it fully, though of course there are very few and far in between. So what's interesting here is just comparing dogs to humans in this one way. I mean, how advanced can human beings actually be if they can't even do this, to express themselves through their own willpower as an excitement, like dogs do? And what's interesting is that dogs are actually supporting us to express that way because, when they express that way, they're inviting us to express with them. And that I see many people have done, where they do move into that invitation. They accept the invitation. They join in the excitement with the dogs. They play with the dogs. And then with the dogs, they're able to create a bond there where they can have that expression of excitement with the dogs. And that does happen many times. I've seen that many times. And that's a really cool example of how dogs are supporting us within something that we lack and that they do have. It's a gift for us. And so same goes with the other animals as well, with cats, with even gerbils, mice, all the animals. There's always a gift there that they're providing for us. And dogs too. Dogs have many more expressions than just what we see as well. For those who can see, they can actually have access to that. And of course, the question here is that yes, it's great, it's wonderful that we're able to have a bond with dogs and be able to share with them in that moment. But the question here is whether we can actually fully take on that gift and actually live it in the rest of our lives, in the rest of our moments of our lives. And when I say lives, I'm referring to a very very obvious point here, where it's as if our life is separated into different lives. Like, for example, it could be years of our lives, where, for example, the first 7 or 10 or 12 or 18 years, that was like one life. And then the next 8 years, that was another life. And you sort of forget your whole entire life, as if you go through phases of living, where it's like you literally are living different lives in this one life. Whereas if you try to forget what happened, you try to become a different person or start all over again. And the same goes, within individual moments as well, throughout the day as well. Whereas if we're living different lives throughout the day, like in the morning or at work or with our family or with people, it's literally like a different life. And the same thing, with the dogs as an example of this, where the dogs are able to live a life with them when we're with them. But the question is whether we can actually live that life fully. In our whole entire life, we're able to express that same thing we're expressing with the dogs, but with other people, where we become a dog and actually express that. That would be like the pivotal point of creation, of becoming, of living, to actually live, in every moment, to have that here, always. And that is something that human beings, that's the challenge for us to live, to actually push towards, because that is living, that is expression, that is not limitation, which is what we have right now, is a limited life that's separated in different parts, and we don't take things further. We don't take things as far as they can go. So dogs are an example for us human beings. We need humility to be able to accept that dogs do have gifts for us to learn. The same thing goes with the animals, with the plants, and with other people as well. There's so many gifts that's available right here, but we just need the humility, the willingness, the openness to see, and the acceptance that we are not perfect. We are not perfect people. We have so many things we need to learn. And so we'll learn. So that's what I wanted to share as support. Thank you for listening. See you next time.